Okay, this video is going to talk about how to find slope through counting on a graph. We're going to get to another video where we use a formula, but this one is just simply looking at a graph, looking at a picture, and counting for slope. So you remember slope is depicted by the letter M, represented by a letter M. And basically the thing to remember about slope is that slope is equal to the rise over the run. So what is that saying? That is actually saying it's equal to a vertical movement over the horizontal movement. Or basically, if you can think of rise, when you rise, you're going up. And then you can also sit down, right? When you run, you'd have to run across the floor, okay? So those are it's a vertical movement over a horizontal movement. And you'll see that'll become clear. If you could just remember, it's a rise over the run, and rise is represented by the arrow going up and down. You rise up and you run across, okay? It's fairly simple. So basically, we're just going to count to find slope in this video. So that'll become clear once we get to an example. Okay, so here's our first example. This would be a positive slope. How do we know that? Well, if you remember the last video, if you start on the line, on the left side of the line, and you use your pencil to go along the line, you are going up on the line. So we know our slope is a positive slope. Okay, and we also know from our last slide that slope is equal to our rise over run. So what does that mean? The rise means you're basically counting from point A to point B. All right, let's label these. This is point A and this is point B. Okay, these are the two different points. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to count the rise over the run from point to point. So let's see, if we have the rise here, we're going to basically you could just shade in this whole little area here, okay? This is the area we're looking at. And we're just looking at vertical and horizontal. You remember from the last screen, vertical and horizontal. So this line really isn't part of it, but I'm just, to illustrate what's going on here, I just kind of highlighted that. But let's look at the vertical rise. Let's see, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's kind of like a multiplication chart. If you bring the 2 points together, you get your rise over your run, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4 going up. So I'm just going to put a 4 there. And then I'm going to put a 4 here. That's our rise. And the run would be from here to here because that's where they meet. Okay? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a rise of 4 over a run of 5. And since it's positive, it would be positive 4 over 5. And that's basically it. It's pretty simple. Let's do a couple more examples so you could see. Again, we're going from this point to this point, but we're only going to count along the vertical or horizontal line, okay? So again, here's point A, and here's point B, and we're only going to count the rise over the run. So again, you rise up, right? So it's, again, like the multiplication chart, you kind of, where those 2 points meet, you use that spot, right, to start your counting. So let's just highlight here and here because that's how we're going to count. So this would be a rise of 1, 2. And then we would count, okay, so we have M equals 2 over a run of 1, 2. So it would be a rise over run, 2 over 2. Now, also to keep in mind that this, if you put your pencil on the left side of the line, is going down. So left side of the line, follow the line, it's a negative slope. So this becomes negative 2 over 2. And we know we can simplify that, and that simply becomes negative 1. So here, M equals negative 1 is our final answer. So again, pretty straightforward. You're just counting the rise over the run. That's it. Okay, let's do another one. Here's another example, the rise over the run. We're going to highlight where these 2 points meet, kind of like there and there, where the 2 points come together, just like a multiplication chart. And we have our M equals, now the rise, oh, and also this is a positive line, right? So this is going to have a positive slope because when we start on the left side of the line, we're going up, so we know it's going to be a positive. And we're going to do the rise first, which is our vertical line, and we're going to count, you know, we're going to start at where they meet. So it's 1, 2, 3, this point right here. 1, 2, 3. So the rise would be 3 over, now the run would be straight across. We run across. So let's start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that run right here is 6, so it becomes 3 over 6. Rise over run, 3 over 6. But we know we could simplify that, so that becomes 1/2, and our slope is 1 over 2. And that's really it. All you have to do is, if you're given a graph, you're just counting the rise over the run. Remember if it's positive or negative. And the other choices you might get is if you have that horizontal line, it will always be a 0 slope. If you have a vertical line, it will always be an undefined slope. Okay? And that's basically it. Just practice that and you'll be fine.